Hello guys, Namaskaram, back again with another video. Probably this time I wanted to talk about, I think just some general insights around, you can say, managing multiple interests and things like that. Because gone are the days of the industrial age when we were told to master one specific skill set. Right now, it's more of the generalists that are needed with the recent boom in AI and all of that. I feel that a lot of things that required specialization now can be delegated to these personal robots. It's just about, I think, strategically mm, balancing your way out among multiple interests and things like that. Now, first of all, we must just understand. I'll take very practical examples from a lot of cases, a lot of people that come to me and talk to me about their issues and things like that. Okay, so balance, if you hear this word, probably it's a good reminder through this video to dump that word out, because in order to become reasonably competent and efficient in a skill, it requires that you at least have above average focus in a lot of things. It would just help you lead above average results. Now, there can be seasons to, let's say, a lot of skills that you want to develop in a year. There are roughly 4 quarters. A quarter is basically a culmination of 3 months. So you can divide the year into 4 quarters. I think the idea is that we can just optimize around certain skills and how we can just let other skills be on the side. Let's take a practical example. Let's say you want to focus on your health, you also want to focus more on your intellectual capability, more on your finances, and things like that. So now all of these areas are like very different as compared to each other, but at the core, all of these things demand that you at least have the ability to delay gratification. So the common building blocks of each of these long-term skills, which help you in compounding from a long-term perspective, are the same. Let's take the example of a gym. You go to the gym not just to build your muscles, but there's like a whole psyche behind it. You get into this habit of waking up early, walking a certain distance if your gym is not relatively close to your home, maintaining your diet, not letting your impulses take over, and following proper sleep, nutrition, and all of that. So you see, all these things require that you delay gratification and you build the long term muscle. The same can be said about reading. You want to sit in front of a textbook or a book for 1 to 2 hours. You're consciously training your mind to let go of your impulsive nature, which can just go on doom scrolling and things like that. And probably you're just rewarding yourself in the long term. Let's take the example of music as well. If one wants to learn music or any other long form art, he would just have to let go of all his impulses and make himself sit down in that specific craft to get better and better at it. Now, what's the catch here? See, I'll just take a very practical example. So, this is from Da Vinci, Leonardo da Vinci. He is considered as a polymath. He had so many skills and so many things going on for him. His greatest contribution to the art, to science, to studying human anatomy, and also being an engineer of sorts. He had given, I think, the basic foundations of the helicopter, which was then later cultivated. So, if we think from his perspective, all of these fields just related to each other from that perspective, that all of them were different expressions of reality. For him, reality was one. He just wanted to explore through his curiosity and things like that. Now, a practical thing would be that for 1 quarter, you build up a reasonably well foundation, because I think 3 months are or 90 days are more than enough to build a reasonably good foundation. Let's take the example of gym, because health is the barest minimum that you need to function as a competent individual. 3 months are more than enough to build the foundation, provided you're consistent in that thing. And then, like, once you have maintained, or let's say built that skill, now the next thing that comes after it is mostly the maintenance sort of thing. So there are like three parts to any project. One is the creation part, one is the maintenance part, and one is the destruction part. So creation, or taking the first step, is often the hardest. Maintaining it is probably also the hardest, but somewhat relatively easier. And destruction is the easiest of all. You have made any good habit, it takes on 15 to 20 days to build it scientifically. 21 days is what the official number is. But to destroy that habit, it just takes 3 to 6 days, and you wouldn't just want to go back at it. So it's very easy to destroy yourself, but it's very hard to build something from ground up and then constantly maintain it. So the idea that I'm suggesting is, divide your life in these quarters. So there's a book called the 12-hour week, wherein I think 12 week, something like that, wherein we just don't set goals for our year, but we set goals as in what is the output that I wish to achieve on a quarterly basis. So let's say with the gym, you cannot do a single pull up. By the end of 3 months, you aim to do 5 or 6 pull ups and things like that. So it can be extrapolated to a lot of other things. But the idea is that you just need to bring yourself to that minimum state of maintenance. Now, there's a person, a very good investor, Ray Dalio. He talks about the first order consequences, the second order, and the third order. Basically, whenever we are taking any action, we just think of the first order consequence, that is the immediate effect or the immediate pain and gain that I would get from this specific thing. We just don't think about second degree or third degree consequences, that what are the long term consequences, how I would become more disciplined from a lot of other perspectives. So once we bring in that perspective, just forging in your identity and building this sort of cadence to your life, wherein everything is just going as per a certain rhythm, is very easy. So just to give you an example, recently I had visited a gym, and there were like all these flows, 3 to 4 flows with different activities going on, doing the bare minimum in each of those specific flows. Mostly it was for beginner to intermediate people. The only job for people who are enrolled in that gym is to take care of the fundamentals, that is like showing up every day, resting, maintaining proper sleep, maintaining proper hydration, just this, nothing else. And then when, like, you're taking care of these fundamentals, the eventual score takes care of itself. So it's only the choice that you have, that is to show up, that remains with you. So I think not having a guilt perspective and just throwing this perspective out that I need perfect work life balance, nothing of that sort exists. Because right now, the age is of generalists, wherein you're just juggling a lot of different hats. I don't know if we would want to become masters of a lot of things, but at least the pursuit should be that we are reasonably well competent, because then that just helps us to activate certain parts of our brains and neurons in ways that can just help us in a lot of different areas, because learning certain fundamentals just remains same throughout a lot of fields, because the basics are always the same. I think Naval also talks about it. Rather than going super deep in a lot of things, it's better to just master the fundamentals of a lot of things. But I just wanted to share this, that if someone is shaming you for having multiple interests, saying that you're not focused, ideally, I think you're just more strategic and more balanced from that perspective, that you have the foresight to build a lot of these different things that can just help you in a lot of areas. Because eventually AI would replace a lot of things, wherein you're just going to the hilt, mastering a lot of things. Of course, I'm not against the act of mastering things, because they also help to develop a very strong foundation, a very strong self-respect in your own eyes. But the idea is that you should just not take guilt into exploring a lot of different fields that life throws at you, because sometimes it's only through the art of exploring a lot of different things that we get to know a lot about how we can flourish and find our own unique expression, and escape competition through finding our own unique authenticity. So yeah, that's some thoughts which I wanted to share. You let me know what limitations you have broken in the comment section, what practical insights you have from this video, and probably I'll just catch you in the next video. Until then, keep working, keep breaking your limitations, and let's talk soon. So yeah, this is Debashish Pindra from Debu Ki Dastak signing off. Cheers, take care.